All right, everybody, welcome. This will be the Final Fantasy V Career Day Tournament 2022 Dryalizer versus FieryBlizzard match. We're just waiting for everybody here to get started, and then we'll be on our way. This is Final Fantasy V's randomizer, and with these flag settings, it's a little bit different because we are doing monster in a box settings. What that means is we are able to find key items in Monster in a Box locations, and they are set locations, they never change. So we're going to keep an eye out on those locations to see if they make a zoom play there, or what routing choices that they will make. The starting jobs are random, they won't have an idea what it is until they go to the menu. And another thing is, I just lost my train of thought. Well, we have Billy Bob being named on Dryzalizer's side. Another thing is that World 2 is already open. So Worlds 1 and 2 are open, so we do not have to find the pesky adamantite. Hope everybody is doing well today. Getting ready to get started here anytime now. Alright, and we're off. And both players are going to start by looting Tycoon Castle. It's the standard play. There's a lot of loot here, and we're looking for a hint, too, basically from the Chancellor on the throne. We want to keep in mind what the hints are, because they could definitely play a big role in this. We'll see if we can get a sneak peek at the first job, our starting job. The darkness bow, a flame ring as well. That'll come in handy. Life 2 white magic, always good to find. Flying Wonka Ruin holds the falls page, so if that does become important, we will need the adamantite to find the falls page. That is our first hint. Alright, and our starting job is a chemist, which means mix is already in play. Little bit of an Esper swap there. We have Carbuncle at Soldier spot. And a Red Mage crystal. We have Chemist and Red Mage. So breaking rods is now an option. Which I think it was before. Speaking of, there's an ice rod in the beginner's house. Both players are in tools. This is where the tutorial house is. And our first monster in a box. Let's see if it's a key item. Goblin goes down, no problem. The boss of all the goblins. We get the big bridge key. It is a World 2 check that players will probably check on the way to Excess Castle. Geomancer, if anybody buys it. Terrain is very helpful for these early bosses. Oh, they just found the terrain ability in a bush anyway, so save the money. The meteors are barren. You probably will still see them do it because they are a good source of experience. But we'll see if that comes into play. Buying up our cabins. We might see our first route deviation here right after pool. Fiery going to Licks. And he is checking the music box check. Some placers will skip this item. Just a fire bow. And Dry is immediately going to the Wind Shrine. He is not going to Licks to do some shopping. Phoenix Downs and Revivifies are in Licks. Those are important mixed ingredients, and Phoenix Downs by themselves can be crucial. especially if we find our little dinosaur friend. And it looks like Dryzalizer is going the terrain and dragon sword route for this first boss. Fiery's right behind him in the wind shrine. And the first boss is our good friend Gilgamesh. He's going to show up 4 times. This is the first iteration. And he's already dead. We'll see you later, buddy. The bad thing about that is that he doesn't give any experience or ability. As they're about neck and neck into the crystal room, let's see if we get any good items here. I would say yes. Wow, what a loaded crystal room. You get gold hairpins, golems, ribbon, lots of good stuff. Even though he knows that the meteors are barren, Fiery is going to check the meteor. And then Dryzalizer is going to Licks after the Wind Shrine. So not too much deviation, he's just going to do some shopping that Fiery already did. And let's see who's at the meteor. We know the key item is barren, but the experience and points are just way too valuable to skip. And it's Gilgamesh again. Once he starts talking, you don't have to do anything anymore. He's just trying to get the kill. You can wait out the fight, wait out the little cutscene of him talking. It is better that you don't do that, but if you're hard-pressed, the only thing it does is adds a little bit longer of a cutscene to another boss. And he gets the kill. So no concerns there. All that sweet experience. And Dryzalizer is actually going to the canal. Get a little frog walking around and piloting an airship. And Bahamut's waiting for us on the boat ride. There's that terrain coming into play. And it's enough to bring down Bahamut. Let's see how Fiery handles Bahamut on the boat. Yeah, he's going the breaking of the rods. Got a dancing dagger over in the canal. And he is opting to get this chest here. It is a little bit slow, but it was worth 8 grand. Both of these guys are pretty much on top of each other. We got Cure. And what we're ultimately looking for is the 4 tablets to go into the void and beat up Exdeath. That is the ultimate goal for those unfamiliar with Career Day. We also need the anti-barrier and the bracelet to beat him up the first time. Alright, we're going to see the treasure room here in the ship's graveyard. Mute white magic certainly has its uses. So far, it's been pretty smooth sailing. Chemist and Red Mage, we definitely have some options available to us. Oof. And now we have Titan. When he gets killed, he's going to do a move called Earthshaker, which hits for around 500. We're going to see if we're going to swap out and get Mix and Mix Float. Dryzalizer might not have it and says nope, and he is out. They don't have the HP to be able to take down Titan and live. Okay, so what's happening on Fiery side is he has Mix. So you're going to see him mix some ingredients together to cast Float. While Dryzalizer is going to come back and he's going up the North Mountain. It's a great use of the Chemist class that we started with. Making sure you know what available mixes are available to you. We had the wrong mix there, and we went ahead and cast Confuse on our party. We have the Wing Raptor on the North Mountain. Over on Dryzalizer's side, he can be hit with anything. You don't have to worry about the counter, so long as you don't use the command Fight. You can just kind of attack him at will. Terrain is putting in work over there. Fiery has decided to give up on trying to mix his way past Titan. And should be going, he's going to Carwin, the town, to get some more shopping in. Wing Raptor goes down. We'll see if we get anything from there. Nope, just a full moon. And again, for people just joining, this is Final Fantasy V's randomizer. It's called Career Day. And this is a tournament match between Dryzalizer and FieryBlizzard, some of our top runners. And they have Chemist because that was their starting job. It's just the job that the game started them with. You start with a random job, and it just so happened to be Chemist. They found Red Mage, and I actually noticed that Fiery found Hunter in Carwin, in the pub item that a lot of people skip. I missed the library hint. And Dryzalizer's going to Karnak to see if we can get another hint. And we got Ninja and Bard both in Karnak. That is 2 very useful jobs. And then we have Fiery going to Waltz. And he is getting all the side items. Which has paid off already because that's where Hunter and Monk. I don't think we'll see anybody buy Monk. There's more Revivifies, which are needed for Mix, and it's never a bad idea to have some Lucky Mallets. Conjure and Slash in Waltz. And we're going to see this hint here. Ball Castle is on the path to the void. That's 2 locations. That's in World 2, right at the castle. And that's actually Odin's spot as well in World 3. So it's one of those two locations. Okay, we're going to get the Waltz Kingdom hint here on Fiery side. Here you call is in World 1. That doesn't necessarily mean it's required, it's just telling you where it is. That check is a little bit slow, there's no items on the path of that check, so we'll see if that gets kind of orphaned. Dryzalizer is making use of those ninjas that he bought in Karnak. He also bought the Bard. Those are great pickups by him. And Fiery's on his way to check the Shiva location. And it's going to be Odin. And there's Gilgamesh again on Dry side. Kind of want to kill him quickly, because if he does True Edge, Reaper Sword's not great, but it's better than True Edge. He's going for... He is able to turn into stone, which I like to think is why he's in stone in Final Fantasy VI. So he's trying to use Shoat to turn him to stone. And he's using Mix to raise the level of the person casting Shoat. Okay, he's using Conjure, which summons a random Esper. So that's why it's not always Shoat. It's just a random chance at whatever Espers you've learned. And Dry is doing his shopping in Walls. We'll see if we can get... Ugh. We need Ferris to be alive. And he is mixing full revive. So they come back to life with full health as opposed to just... Oh, he just killed him outright. Alright. And he gets the Waltz Tower key. Probably going back to buy more rods, I would imagine. Got a Venom Rod. It does seem suspicious that he got the Waltz Tower key in Waltz Tower. In Waltz Kingdom, rather. Didn't write down where he got them. Just doing a little bit of backtracking. Couldn't have been too many places, though. There they are. Yep, he's buying Thunder Rods, and that's going to be his offense for the bulk of the beginning of the game. No, you do not have to meet the requirements of Brave Blade or Chicken Knife. It's already given to you at max. So there's no need to run away or not run away. The stats are maxed out on both. And they are also randomized into the pool, so they're not in the vanilla locations. And he's going to go directly to that freshly unlocked Waltz Tower. Brave Blade is quite useful. Chicken Knife still outshines it just by being able to equip it with more jobs. Alright, and Odin goes down. And he gets his Waltz Tower key. Let's see who's in the elephant spot. Oh, it's Minotaurus. Can't use any magic against him. He's in a low HP spot, so it shouldn't be too bad. And you can still break rods. And he gets the Holy off. Somebody is unfortunately... And it's Lena. Let's see if that led to anything. We get the Adamantite, which we know leads to the Falls page at least. We got the Dragoon. And Dry is going to get his Adamantite. Alright, Fiery is in Karnak, picking up probably the Ninja and the Bard both. He's probably not picking up the Monk. Sold a ribbon. I would make that trade. Alright, and we're going to see the catapult over at Dryzalizer side. Power and Requiem are there in Karnak. Didn't see that the first time. He did have 2 ribbons, so he still has 1. Those chests weren't the greatest, but easy 3 chests to grab. And both runners, we have seen no route deviation yet. Seen them go to a town before the other here and there, but they stayed on the same, like, boss path. Fiery using the free heal. And nobody messed up the catapult puzzle today. Magissa is here with the catapult. Should be an easy fight. And down she goes. One throw. Just an anti-magic bow. Or a free 5,000 gold. We're seeing the Black Chocobo Forest that Dry skipped. There's 2 items there, but he's not gonna have to be punished for that. There's nothing too important there. That Gale Bow's not bad. We'll see if we get equipped swords. Yep, and katanas both. By checking out Jakol, it is a shop some people skip. The weapons and armor shop are different. Both players, again, making the same play. Now Fiery is in Jakol. And now we're going to go to Surgate Castle in World 2, which has a high density of shops. It's going to check the book first, which is Bolt 3 Black Magic. It's always good to find. We're going to get our hint from our lonely librarian. I just said, it's a high density of shops, and Dry just decides to skip them. Something about Exdes Castle holds some sort of page. Okay, so the library hint was Solitary Island is on Path of the Void, so we need the shrine page. Okay, and Exdes Castle has the shrine page, so we need to go to Exdes Castle. Alright, we're seeing the shops here at Surgate on Fiery side. Nothing really jumped. Oh, there's Equip Ribbon. Dryzalizer buying air blades. They probably saw the Equip Ribbon, and if it becomes necessary, they know where to find it. With Mix, it's not a huge priority. So it's just bonus. Alright, we are in the town of our werewolf friends. We're going to get another hint here on Dryzalizer's side. North Mountain is Path of the Void, and we didn't get anything on World 1 North Mountain, so that is actually Bahamut's spot. Which means we will need the Mirage Radar. Okay, this could be on the Path of the Void. This is the Ball Castle, and we know that this is Path of the Void. But we don't know if it's this specific location. It could also be Odin's spot. And it's the Gargoyles. They have to die together, or else they just keep respawning. Oh, 2,500 health shared among them. Shouldn't be a problem. And down they go. And there's the steamship key, which I would say nowadays is a key item worth getting because it leads to 5 key items. So there's a good chance that that is what was needed. And Dry's gargoyles go down, so he also is going to get his steamship key. Yeah, you immediately, when you get the steamship key, you go there. You go there immediately. The loot in the steamship itself is not that great, so a lot of runners will skip the chests in here. Is that cave areas are barren? I missed that. Alright, so caves are barren, which is, that kind of narrows it down. So that means that the steamship is the Path of the Void. It's not Odin, and unfortunately we will not see our good friend Poco today. Or our Moogle friend. Callow on the boat. With throwing, shouldn't be a problem. Alright, Callow goes down. Let's see what we get. Dry got the validation chest, and it was Magic Sword level 1. Callow does counter with Drain if you use Fight. And while Fiery is throwing scrolls, Dry is throwing actual weapons. And both of them get the pyramid page, which could be the Path of the Void. It's definitely the next location that a lot of people rush, because the loot in there is real good to pass up. Okay, this is a monster in a box. See if we get a key item. It's a gold hairpin. Bolt 3 sword magic, always good. Get the Night Crystal. A personal favorite of mine. We'll see if it gets put to use. second monster in a box is sandworm bait. And the bracelet, so okay. We definitely got some items there, but we did not get a tablet. Alright. So he's immediately going to go check that sandworm bait. And it looks like the desert is the place to be. That took me, I did a double take on that one. Sandworm bait is vanilla. Very annoying boss. Not terribly difficult, just annoying. And it is not the sandworm bait location. Sandworm bait was bait. And yes, we do need the bracelet and the anti-barrier, the thing right next to it, to be able to unlock Exdeath Castle in World 2. You go and beat him up, tell him to knock off his shenanigans, and that opens up World 3. So we need to do that, and we need the 4 tablets. Okay, so Fiery at this point is going back into the ship graveyard to go get a rematch with Titan. While Dryzalizer is checking the Chicken Knife Brave Blade spot, we'll see if he checks both. I kinda would with the Rune Edge, because it's not very good. Flying Ruins Path of the Void. Okay, thank you. Okay, there goes Titan with his Earthshaker, and he lived it no problem. Let's see if this play of backtracking paid off. And there's the anti-barrier. So right now, at this point, Fiery does have access to Exdeath Castle, and he knows that the Shrine page is there, and Shrine page is Path of the Void. Picking up some blue magic spells in the hopes that he finds it. There's the Javelins, we'll see if he picks any up. Sure does. Picks up 50 of them. And Dry might not have the hint that caves are barren, but this Moogle check isn't going to lead to anything. And we see Money Mountain over on Fiery side. Aptly named because it has a decent amount of treasure chests in here. However, this is because it is a mountain and it is kind of to the north. This is not the North Mountain that was hinted at. We have Apocalypse over on Dry side, the pesky blue mage. Using roulette, everybody's favorite. Oh, down goes Lena. And down goes Apocalypse. Just an Avis killer there. It's worth some money, so at least that's a nice little consolation prize. And Shiva's waiting for us on Money Mountain. We'll see if he still has Slash equipped on people. Slash will take care of the commanders, but does not work on Shiva. Okay, and Dry also is backtracking to get to the Titan spot, which we know holds his anti-barrier. Alright, Titan goes down, no problem. And Dry actually had Float on. And he gets his anti-barrier. Still working on Shiva over there, and Shiva goes down. Let's see where Dry goes next, and we'll see what Shiva had. Shiva just had a full moon. We're gonna get another hint from Dry side. This might have been the cave hint. Light staffs are really great for X-Death in World 2. When you break them, it casts Holy. So it looks like he has that in mind. And Fiery's going to use that big bridge key we got first in Tool. And Timmy is waiting for us on the big bridge. We did have a knight, and now we don't. And Dry is making the play to use that adamantite and finds necrophobia. But he has a lot of scrolls. This shouldn't be that big of a deal, but this is a higher HP spot, especially for World 1. And Timmy is given a little bit of trouble over there on Fiery side. There's one angry turtle. Timmy gets the best of Fiery. Just a quick little revamp of the party, and we should see him try again. Slash will work. Alright, Necro's barriers are down. And any elemental magic is quite useful against him. He is going to blind everybody in the party. Yeah, the boss's level, HP, and all their stats depend on what location they're in, not depending on what your level is. Just waiting for that slash to hit. It's just not happening. And Lena's down on the ground over on the Necro side. Alright, and Necrophobia and Timmy are down at the same time. We'll see if it pays off. On the big bridge side, we get a tiara, which is useful for dancing. I did not see what we got over from Necro. But we will here in a second, because Fiery is doing it as well. Fiery's actually changed his mind. Okay, it was a hairpin, thank you. I'm gonna full clear this Flying Lonko, see if he goes into the treasure room, and yes, it does look like he is getting the 5 chests here. Here's the dancing dagger. And Fiery takes quick work of the Wing Raptor on North Mountain. He knows that North Mountain is Path of the Void, and he was hoping it was that end, but it turns out no. It's going to be Bahamut's spot, and he needs the Mirage Radar. And we have seen both scripted times that Lena gets poisoned in a boss fight. Fiery saving, quitting after the Rune Edge. Walking around with poison. It's no big deal. It's just Lena. It's fine. He gets his enhancer, and surely he'll stick with that. And over on the Archieva spot, is our good friend Omni. You're probably going to see a reset, and you do. We'll see if he decides to tackle him now. It's going to Magic Sword, which, if we have Mute, it's going to work out beautifully. Yeah, so Fiery just gets his hint that Flying Wonka is Path of the Void. We'll see if he goes there now, or puts it off. And that is the location where Dry is. Getting some singing action over there on Dry side. Gonna speed up. And we do have Mute Sword, so we can no longer reset. Every time you hit him with a non-spell, he likes to reset the fight. This can be countered with Mute, Berserk. The thing is, though, if you Berserk him, though, he don't let that outfit fool you. He hits very hard. Alright, and Fiery's going to take on our good friend Necro. If the players were too slow in killing the first Greg that we saw, it's just an extended cutscene during this fight, but both players were able to kill him, so he will not show up. Alright, and down goes Omniscient. And it's the Falls page. So Falls is Path of the Void. Which is kind of rare in these settings. Usually Falls gets a little bit left out. Alright, as we throw the kitchen sink over at Necro, just throw everything at him. We're gonna see the big bridge Timmy fight over on Dry side. Let's see what concoctions we mix over here. Oh. Just gonna throw things. And Necro goes down. Kind of seeing them do what each other have done. As soon as Timmy goes down, we'll see some variants here. Slash is not hit on either side. But he goes down anyway. We get a turtle shell, which is very useful for mixing. And Dry is going straight to Excess Castle. while Fiery finds out that Omni is waiting for him in the ruins. He gets a free heal in the back of the castle, and is going to check the basement for sure. We need to find that shrine page, and probably going to clear all the boss locations, because there's a lot of things. We don't have any tablets. And we find Ifrit. Charm does in fact work on Ifrit. It's great game knowledge by Dry. And we're seeing Fiery do the same mute magic sword on Omni. And down goes Ifrit. And there is our shrine page, so everything else is going to be gravy. We do know that the shrine page is required. Even if it wasn't, there's 2 monster in a box checks and the boss check, so it's 3 key items there. A lot of people would check it, even if it's unhinted. With both the Shrine and Pyramid page, and knowing that Falls is Path of the Void, I'm interested to see if anybody skips the rest of these bosses in here. And we did find Flare. Found the mixability. So if you weren't sure if you had it, you have it now. Alright, both players are in Excess Castle now. Bit of Doomax. One of those things that can be useful, but not necessarily with this setup. And he is going back to fight Carbuncle. This is a safe play. If anybody feels particularly behind... Oh, we find Shoat the Goat. Immediately nopes out. I think we have Stop Time Magic. Oh, he's going with Tame. That also works. Basically, when you hit him, he counters with turning you to stone. And fun fact, he's classified as a dragon, while Bahamut is not. Because that sure looks like a dragon to me. Fiery gets his shrine page. Can both these racers have high game knowledge? It's great to know that you can use Tame on Show. Oh, and he gets the Demon Eye off. Twice because it was a ninja. We're just gonna chip away at Show, just making sure we time our tames with our attacks. It's slow, but it'll work. And we have double Shoat action. Both players now seeing Shoat. And it looks like Fiery's gonna brute force it. Alright, Shoat goes down on Dryzalizer. See if that was worth the time investment. And unfortunately, he just drops a strength suit. That is true, did get Arrow 3. Shoat goes down on Fiery's side. He will also get Arrow 3 and the key item of a strength suit. There's Biblos in a not too pleasant spot. I wonder if he still has somebody with Slash. Sure does. And he gets it. Down goes Biblos. Biblos is not heavy, but his friend, a panda, is. Fire actually gets the back attack the same fight. But gets the slash off as well. So we're going to see both players at X-Death at the same time. We seem to be going for Red Mage for the ability to use those light staves, I would imagine. Yep. So X-Death here takes extra damage from Holy. When you break a Light Staff, it casts Holy. It's just a win-win. And Fiery starting his X-Death fight. Well, let's see how he handles it. We have all chemists over here. He's going straight in for the light staves. Doing 3k on Fiery side while they're doing 4,500 over at Dry side. Which is the power of... We have Guard. Might be doing some Guard strats on Fiery side, which if we get him to phase 2 and you just Guard and you have Reflect on, we'll just win. We'll see if that's kind of the route we're gonna take. The Condemn on the Knight certainly doesn't help things. But when you have Mix, you can full revive them, no problem. Light Staff's being broken on Dry side. Should go down soon. It's definitely in phase 2 on Dry side. Down goes Ferris. And Dry gets the kill by throwing the kitchen sink at him. So World 3 is now open for Dry. And we'll see what happens here. We do have Reflect on a Chemist. And we have 3 more Light Staves. Interested to see where Dry goes first, whether he's going to go to the Pyramid or the Shrine. Or Falls. Well, we can't go to the Falls, we don't have the Submarine Key. So scratch that. Looks like he's going to the Shrine first. We also know that the Steamship gave us the Pyramid page. Definitely going Shrine. It's Path of the Void. It's not a bad call. We find Puraburus. And he is not quite set up the way he wants for that, so he's going to nope out. We'll see if we do mute strats or what we're going to do here. Maybe sleep. It is true, we have not seen the sealed castle, so we don't know what's waiting for us behind the tablets. They don't have terribly high HP here, and they're already dead. Let's see if we got all of them. Yep, no problem. Alright, so we have 2 monster in a boxes in the shrine. We're gonna see if we, number one, if he's gonna finagle them, what enemy it is. Whether we're gonna fight the ninja, or we're gonna try for the better encounter. He is getting the hidden items that often get skipped. Nothing very good today. And is going for the optional items. Gets an Apollo Harp. We have the Bard, that could come in handy. And X-Death goes down on Fiery side as well. So the world is open to them right now. We don't have a single tablet, so it's still anybody's game. Dry might be a little ahead, but remember, he didn't do Money Mountain, so that's still on his mind as well. And he gets Pantera, the better of the two options. But I don't know that we have any way to... I was going to use Love Song. Perfect. And welcome, new people. This is the tournament race of Fantasy Five's Randomizer Career Day match between Dry and Fiery. And the difference between this and a regular Career Day seed is that Monster in a Box locations can have key items. And it's still anybody's race. We have no tablets as of yet. And Puroboros goes down on Fiery side, no problem. This race may very well come down to simple execution, one miss, one boss fight is all it could take. Both runners opting to loop. Oh, nope. Fiery just went right to the Monster in a Box. Alright, Pantera goes down. Now, Fiery gets invisible, which has 3 phases. There's Mirage Radar, we know that that is needed. So that could very well be our Path of the Void. There could be nothing else in here. We have a Berserk Ninja over on Fiery side. Always love to see it. We actually have a Berserk Knight on Dry side. Using Kiss of Blessing, that's not something you see every day. Alright, and the second Monster in a Box chest had just a regular sword. This seed has not been kind. And we did find the blue mage crystal, so that's fantastic. We'll see who the boss of the shrine is. Now, both runners are very experienced in the death by math strategy, so we'll see if that comes into play. And there is our third Greg sighting. We get Enkidu, the faithful companion over there on Dryside. Always love to see it. I'm sure he doesn't love to see it, but we do. We get the Death Claw on Enkidu, so he will go down. He's down to single-digit health. And an Arrow 3. We get Enkidu on Fiery side as well. That will definitely help mitigate some of the damage that's being done to the party here. We'll see if Fiery does the same thing. Getting a little low on HP there, but... Uh-oh. Enkidu goes down on Fiery side. Dry takes an unfortunate wipe from Greg 3. While Greg 3 goes down on Fiery side. We'll see if the shrine was just for Mirage Radar, or if we get a second key item here. Ifrit's Fire. Okay. Chalk that up to a maybe. And the game pleasantly reminding us that Fork Tower still exists. And Fiery's like, nope, going immediately to the Phantom Village to do some shopping. Getting Dark Shock halves the enemy level. Great for Death by Math. And there's the blue ability if you don't want to level up blue mages. We get Greg 3 and Enkidu rematch on Dry side. Well, we get double grip, see if you pick it up. We do not. Well, we get Magic Sword 6. Fantastic. Gonna go ahead and sell now because things in this town are quite spendy. Oh, Ferris takes an unfortunate Arrow 3. And Kidu goes down. We're looking in better shape than we were last time. A Bio Break Sword. Over on Fiery side. Get the Mimic ability. Definitely grabbing that. And some Mirage Vests. Very good shops today. And we're going to get 2 hints as well to try to narrow down where we're going. Walls Tower Key. Moogle Suit is in World 1. We have not seen it. It's not going to lead to a tablet, but it could definitely have some nice items. Fiery gets by the guy in the alley, no problem. And Dry still struggling with Greg 3. Buyable Aegis Shields. Picks up 4 of those. That's going to help with Ned. We don't have to mix Life Shield. Alright, Greg 3 finally goes down over on Dry side. And he is going to get Ifrit's Fire. Fiery wasting no time to use that Black Chocobo to go up to the North Mountain. We know this is Path of the Void. It still could be a key item. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tablet, but we sure are hoping for a tablet. We are going with... What are we going with over here? He's trying to get Dark Shock, I think? Yeah, he's trying to get Dark Shock from these enemies, not knowing that it's for sale. He's going to be pretty upset when he sees it. We have the Golem fight, which is basically a freebie. And Dryzalizer, interestingly, is not going to make use of the Mirage Radar, and which they both have. Sorry for the tracking. And they're actually going to... He's actually going to go check out the Ifrit's Fire he just got. We get a showed off on the top dragon, dinosaur thing. And in the library we find Helicanasso. It's a low HP spot. There's nothing to be concerned about. We should be able to kill him before we get turned into frogs. And down he goes. And Golem is begging for help over there on Fiery side. And we get the Hear You Call. That is not from Ifrit's Fire. So that is unhinted. And over on Fiery side, the key item he's hoping for is not anything but the Elder Branch. And we see Twintanya in the Ifrit spot, or rather the Biblos spot. It's the Ifrit's fire spot, it's not the Ifrit spot. And down goes Twintanya. It's good to find some of those void bosses early, so then they're not a problem later on. Golem is saved. And there's the Moogle suit. And over on Fiery side, he does get his first tablet. Tried immediately checking out this Moogle suit while we're going to get our first look at the sealed castle on Fiery side. Got a flame ring, Genji gloves, running shoes, taking those immediately. White 6. I didn't... there's the magic lamp. I didn't see anything useful in the Moogle. I didn't see what we just grabbed. Man, so much loot all at once. Was that an eye drop? Brave Blade, awesome. So we did pick up the Brave Blade. We do have Knights. And chat saying we do have Mime was one of the items. And if that's the case, that is awesome. So now Dry is going to be a little bit disappointed when he sees that Dark Shock is available. And look who it is. It's our old friend Greg, guarding the pyramid. The Dryzalizer's trying to sell everything he doesn't need all at once. Sees Dark Shock, probably not too happy about it. Wasn't that big of a time loss though. Sees blue. Buys Magic Sword 5. Okay, we already knew those hints, and he already knows about the Moogle suit, because he has it. There's Mimic. Let's see if he buys it. Yep, sure does. And Time 4. And I think he bought Summon 3. Which, up till now, they've just had Conjure. And we get to loot the pyramid. Bought a full set of Mirage Vests over on Dry side. I think Fiery bought 2, but he didn't buy 4 of the Mirage Vests. And here's the first monster in a box. Definitely buying that Break and Bio Sword. And the Bio Spell. Yeah, and assuredly he's gonna go to Bahamut spot. And Dry gets by the guy in the alley. No problem. They make it look so easy. He's definitely picking up 4 Aegis Shields, and he's considering about Wizard Rods. He buys 1. And he has X-Fight, and he buys that as well. Okay, we got the second monster in a box. I didn't see what the first one dropped. Makes quick work of that pack, and let's see what it's a ribbon, thank you. And get an Artemis bow for the second one. So no. Unfortunately, we will not see our good friend Boko. We do know that caves are barren. It's a sad day for us all when Boko is not involved. Alright, now it's time to actually loot the pyramid without fear of any monsters in the box. There's another Mirage Vest, so that pays off in Fiery's favor, who didn't buy 4. Saves him a little bit of money in case Giltoss comes back around. And then Dry's going to take on the Golem Protection fight. There's a Dark Matter, and there's X-Magic and Bahamut. So we were wondering, somebody was asking about dual cast. Well, there it is. A good rule of thumb is, if you have access to the pyramid, go loot the pyramid. Getting a full set of crystal armor. If Golem dies, you do not lose the fight. The dragons just turn around. And you don't get Golem as an item. But he's already in the item pool already, so players already have it. Okay, so he's not going back to save. Hopefully this doesn't come back and bite Fiery. And it is Atmos. Shouldn't pose that big of a problem. We'll see how he handles it. And he really wants Gallif down. It's just... it's gonna happen. Pyramid has a key item, and it also has 3 monster in a boxes. So there's 4 key items with these flags. And the loot is really high tier. And level 5 Doom takes down Atmos, no problem. He's not going to get punished for not saving. Gets the submarine key, which we definitely needed for at least the falls. You got to see some death by math strats over there for Atmos. Breaking fire rods over on Dry side. And he's following the Path of the Void. He knows that falls is Path of the Void. He's not wasting any time. He's going there immediately. We're still missing 3 tablets. 1 is more than likely here, or the Elder Branch is here. Okay, let's see who is guarding the falls. It is a free boss. Just use the Phoenix down, and all your problems will melt away. You would have liked to see him in the void for a free check, but... Alright, Dry gets his first tablet. A lot of looting going on still. I think they're probably looking for Giltoss. Maybe Freelancer. Big Guard. He got level 2 old. I'm sure he's happy about that. There's the Golem Esper magic, and there's White Wind. So lots of blue magic stuff here in the falls. That is true, it's a very good point. We do need a high... We would like to have, we don't need it. We would like to have high-level summons available. There's some more crystal armor. And Dry is taking on Greg. Because no matter where you are, Greg is not that far away. He just wants to be a part of the team. Holy sword magic. There's the chicken knife. Alright, Greg is going to go check on his casserole and is leaving Dry. So we have it set up to where we're going to use the chicken knife in the offhand, so it's not going to... Oh, nope. X-Fight chicken knife? Well, anyway, if the chicken knife is in the offhand, it won't proc the runaway. And Antline's hanging out in the water, even though he is weak to water. But now we have some massive power, so it shouldn't be too bad of a problem. We're going to do some death by math here on Antlion. He's watching his ATB meter. And he missed it. Try getting another ribbon. Oh, there we go. There's a death by math on Antlion. Nicely done. Oh no! The item we didn't want to see. There's the Elder Branch. It's going to immediately see and take care of this. Fork Tower is very much in play. For those unaware, it is 2 boss fights, and you have to split your party up. Traditionally, you do 2 and 2, but you can do 1 and 3. You just have to split the party up. And there can be some nasty bosses up there. We haven't seen Leviathan yet. Thankfully, we have seen Shoat, so there's no... Okay, this is what happens when you level 5 Doom the statues. It just takes it a little while to sort itself out. Getting a lot of dancing gear and no audience to dance to. Alright, let's see who's waiting for us in the tree. We're hoping for a tablet, and that's just it. But at this point, when you're still looking for 3 tablets, you're probably going to do Fork. There's Rama. And Dry gets his X-Magic and Bahamut. And we're going to try to Deathclaw Rama. That does work. It just has to land. And there it is. He's in single digits, so Fiery's making great use of that blue mage crystal that he found. And down he goes. Let's see, gang, and let's pour one out for Galif. Poor Galif. We'll see you next time, buddy. Oh, and it gets a tablet. It gets his 3rd tablet. So now that he knows that caves are barren, you might see a Fork play regardless. Path of the Void hints, hang on. We had Ball Castle and the Shrine. X-Death Castle has Shrine Page, Path of the Void, which had the Mirage Radar. And it was North Mountain, Path of the Void. Yeah, it was 2 hints for 1 check. That's probably why we went and pursued the Ifrit Spire over on Try's side, who is fighting Atmos. Fiery's restocking on cabins. We apparently had gotten the trench page and I didn't mark it. That's my fault. I apologize. And there's Stalker. Who is also going to Death by Math. While Dry is taking his submarine on a journey to Barrier Tower, which I like this play because it's 3 key items. He's still looking for 3 tablets. He doesn't know that the 3rd tablet is where it's at. And we get some death by mass strats on Stalker successfully, while Dry takes on the Red Dragon's monster in a box. So we'll see if either of these pay off. There is 2 shops in the trench, and there's also 3 hints. We get a gold hairpin off the first monster in a box, and a rainbow suit, more dancing gear, and no one to dance to. There's summoned 4. That's pretty huge. And there's Sildra on Fiery side. Alright, second and final monster in a box coming for Barrier Tower on Dry side. While Fiery continues to loot the trench. Mirage Radar President World 3. Fork Tower required. There it is, folks. We are going to Fork Tower. Both players just switching their team around. And Big Guard was in the trench shops. Thank you for that, Lily. So Fiery's got to feel pretty comfortable with where he's at. He's got his mimics, and you might not see him change from this unless there's a boss that just absolutely calls for it. And we see Carbuncle, of all people, waiting for us at the top of Barrier Tower. Out of the remaining spots left, this is probably the best spot to run into him. He's not too bad. We do have some things that'll be able to take him out once he switches phases, which is why Dry is not attacking. Down goes Carbuncle. And we get a Forged Sword. Unfortunately, that was not the play. We had Catastrophe there at the end of Trench. I don't know that he has Float available to him, but that's definitely a way to quickly take care of Catastrophe. But he's gonna just X-Fight his way through it. Oh, he does. He has Big Guard. Dry's getting a first look of what's in. There's Brave Blade. He's immediately taking it. And he's taking the Mimic Crystal. He's not taking... Nobody's going to take that eye drop, unfortunately. That is one costly eye drop. And he's taking the running shoes without even seeing what the rest of the stuff is. Wasn't anything important, just a pair of Genji gloves. I think most people would make the same choices. We get Ragnarok over on Fiery side, but no tablet. We are definitely not hurting for swords. It was a good thing they picked up the knight. And here it is. The Fork Tower play. Dry making an interesting choice in chasing down the Hear You call. Alright, as we climb Fork Tower here. There's 2 chests on each side. Nothing of great importance on the left side. There's Siren over there on the boat for Dry in the Hear You call spot. And he's gonna get the shoot off on Siren, no problem. Get a turtle shell over on Fiery side. That's gonna be very useful for mixing later on. And he gets Odin over there as well. Alright, first boss up is the famed Mimic Go-Go. I don't imagine there's any world where he tries to kill it with damage, so he's just gonna wait and take a coffee break. If you just sit here and do nothing, he will, that's what he wants you to do. And you'll be a graduate Mimic, just like Go-Go. And Dry, unfortunately, didn't get the hint, or didn't realize that caves are barren. And we do get to see our friend Boko, but unfortunately... Oh, never mind. I think he just saw. And Fiery is going to just send 3 people over to the left, which is smart. Yeah, you can just send 1 to Go-Go. Only 1 person has to sit there and wait. While Dry is actually going to check the vanilla Go-Go spot. So we're going to see who swapped places with him. And it's Soul Cannon. And he's going to nope out of that. Reset up his group. And descend back down to the depths of the tower. Oh, he's actually going to go do falls. Okay, so he is on the correct path. And Ferris is going to be the one to wait with Go-Go. Dry takes down the free fight of Tyrannosaur. And is probably going to loot. He might feel behind. He might start skipping loot. Nope, he's going to loot. Gets his level 2 old. There's also White Wind in here. if we're still on the coffee break. So we're hoping for an easy boss on the left side of Fork. And yes, if you do know where to get certain things, level 5 Doom, you'll see a lot of runners do that, especially if they have blue early. And Dry did learn Dark Shock that way, and then immediately found it in a store. So yes, you can learn blue magic the realsy way. There's an air knife and the chicken knife. I'm sure he's happy with that. And Go-Go is getting tired of waiting. He's going to congratulate you, and he's going to exile himself to Final Fantasy VI. But the real question is, who is left side Fork? Is it going to be Kind? We did get Phoenix for our troubles, and it's a free fight. Dry is taking on our friend Antlion here in the water. It does hit pretty hard. And there's his 4th tablet. We knew that was there, but it's still great to get that off the list. We did get Antlion down. So now at this point, Fiery is going to take on Soul Cannon in Go-Go's spot, which I believe is the last spot it could be. We've seen everything else. There is a chance that a meteor was skipped. Well, meteors are barren, so it doesn't matter. This has to be it. At this point, with Dry putting off falls for as long as he did, surely he feels behind. He is going to He is going to start skipping some of the chests, try to catch up. Fiery, Death by Math, Soul Cannon. He does know how to Death by Math every boss. Yep, there's the tablet. We have Fiery in Go mode. So there we go. Going to do some quick shopping. I almost bet he's going to sell just about everything he has in hopes that he finds Giltos in the void. It more than likely is there. Meanwhile, on Dry side, he is going to Deathclaw Rama, take him out no problem. He is going to get a tablet, and hopefully that doesn't take him off the chain that he needs to go on. Crazier things have happened, so it's not over yet. Fiery's going to enter the void. I do expect he'll at least loot, like, the gimme chests to see if he can find Giltoss. But he's pretty well set up. Let me put it this way, he can kill Ned with what he has. Gets a pair of running shoes. And the Freelancer. And there's the Summoner. Dry is going to fight the Stalkers. Yes, we do need all 4 tablets to be able to get to Neo Exeth. Look at all those jobs. Looks like we are going to go the Summoner route with Air Knives. An early Void Dip would have paid off a lot. But with the Blue Mage Crystal, it's fine. Wasn't needed. There's a Coral Ring, and Leviathan is still in play, so that'll be awesome. There's Giltoss. It's always in the Forest Void, it seems. And there's Leviathan, the Esper. And we run into Archie-Avis, who has 5 different phases, and is not heavy on phases 2 and 4. We'll see if Fiery takes advantage of that. Stalker goes down on Dry side. Yep, he's going to use True Edge. He's in phase 2, so that's going to bump him to phase 3. And I don't know where the trench was, but they both got it, and I didn't see it. Alright, Dry is getting his Sildra. And Archie-Avis over there has reached his last phase. So he's probably just going to use level 5 Doom and call it a day. Don't imagine there's anything that... Yeah. Fiery doesn't need anything at this point. I don't think you'll see him loot anything unless it's a chest he trips over. Doing some inventory management there. Make his life a little easier. Dry's selling items over there. And we'll see who's in the library spot here in the Void. Merigine. Gonna definitely break some fire rods. While she does switch elements, she always starts weak to fire. and goes down without issues. Now we'll see if Fiery feels behind, if he rushes the boss or goes back and saves. He's just gonna press forward. It wasn't too hard of a fight. He might know what bosses are still available, but Leviathan is still out there. Dry's getting his hint. He just got the fork hint. He's not too happy about that. There's a panda. Probably the best spot left he could be in. And making use of that last fire rod. Because he is also... We'll see if we see some Ifrit strats. Nope, just gonna cast Fire 3. Down he goes, no problem. Dry's taking on Catastrophe. Has Big Guard, gonna use it. And there's Leviathan. See if we can get him down before he does. We have Thunder Rods, so that's great. And we also have Bolt 3, so it shouldn't be too bad. Equipped a Thunder Rod and cast Bolt 3. Made quick work of him. Not a problem. Great heads-up play there. Not bothering looting anything anymore. Just going. There's Chimera Brain. Just gonna see if we can get a shoat to land on. Because he can be turned to stone and he gets it off. No problem. We're gonna see if he's gonna rush the last boss without saving or if he's gonna go back. He's pressing forward. And there they are. There's the triplets. Odin's gonna take real quick work of them. And down they go. All that's left for Fiery is the big bad boss himself. He's going to go ahead and set up his mimics. I assume with Mix and Gill Toss. Yep. So, traditionally what you would do, this is a very common tactic here, is we're going to use Mix, and if we need to, we're going to use Life Shield, the Mix Life Shield with a Phoenix down, and Revivify to put up the Life Shield. What that's going to do is that's going to negate something called White Hole, which turns you to stone and kills you. So long as you can negate one of those, it doesn't land. The thing is, though, we had viable Aegis shields and we're using Mimics, so we're not going to see we're not going to see Life Shield be used. Instead, what we're going to see is him boosting levels. The more he boosts levels, the Gill Tosses are going to do max damage of quad 9s. And you need to get it in a sweet spot, because if you over-level it, it still maxes out at quad 9s, but uses way more money. So long as you don't go crazy with the over-leveling, it's fine. He has over 200,000 gold. Not a problem. He might also do some Sildra stuff with air knives and thunder rods, and so he's very well set up to make this a very quick fight. He's not even bothering with the chests. It's time to just burn down the tree. And Dry, while Fiery makes his way to the tree, Dry is on the right path. He's in Fork Tower. He doesn't know yet the Go-Go's on the one side. So he'll probably be in the Go-Go fight when Fiery finishes. Gonna go ahead and make good use of that Haste 2. Gonna put up Big Guard. That does help in case we get Meteor spammed or Almageist or something like that. But here comes the level boosting. Dragon Power is going to give you plus 20 levels. And then you're going to see Samson Power after that. Wouldn't raise the levels too much more than that. It's not going to be a problem. So as you can see, it negates the white hole because I believe we have the 4 Aegis shields equipped, so it doesn't even... All he's going to do at this point is a physical attack that's not going to do much damage, and if you have Golem up, it's even... So now we're doing Antidotes and Revivifies, which boost your level by 10. So Dragon Power is better than Samson Power, but both get the job done, and Samson Power is a lot easier to get the ingredients for. He's waiting for him to attack before he goes, and then now you're going to start to see the Gill Tosses. There it goes, quad 9s. Alright, and there we go. The void begins to collapse or something. Devour, there you go. And then Dryzalizer is going to find his good friend Go-Go here on the right side of Fork Tower. But the real question is, what is Void? Shouldn't have any issues on Fiery's side. There is a world where bad things can happen, but he's pretty much got it. The magic number is 7. We need 7 Gill Tosses. A quick little pause there. He's waiting for his meters to fill up. And the Delta attack didn't turn him to stone because of that Aegis shield. There we go. Ned is dead. Great game to FieryBlizzard, who does get the win. The only thing that separated these two was we had a little bit of hiccup on Dryside on Greg 3, and then we put off the falls a little too long and checked other things. But other than that, it was a very close race. They were together for a lot of it. They were right neck and neck. Great job by both of them. It was closer than it was until just unfortunately one bad routing decision kind of separated the two of them. And we are joined by Fiery. Good game, Fiery.
I assume Dry.
Cannot hear you. That might be on my side.
I believe I should be able to go through the mic. Let's see.
You guys can hear him? Oh, this is going to be awkward. But good game. The one thing I saw that you did was death by math. We saw a lot of death by math there by you. That's great. It was good to see, especially on some of the bosses that we don't normally see it on. The one thing that separated the two of you was you went to falls pretty right away, and he put it off, and that's what the deciding factor ended up being.
Well, hopefully you can hear me. If not, this is, like you said, it's going to be awkward. Not that you can even hear that, or maybe you'll get a delayed feedback. Falls was hinted, so I don't know why Dry hinted or took that off. I mean, Falls Page was hinted, but also Adamantite Chain was entirely hinted, so that's an interesting routing choice. Maybe he just forgot about that hint, or maybe he didn't grab it. But like, there were multiple hints that said you're gonna have to do the Adamantite. Lost Kingdom gave the Adamantite, that was a hint, Path to the Void. And then Flying Like a Ruins, Path to the Void was also a hint. So, multiple things pointing in that direction. But I figured with the time difference it was Dry going through Library, which I just completely faded. Which I knew how to give Moogle students use of Fleet.
Oh, there we go, now I can hear you. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Just real awkward there for a second. Yeah, but great race, man. Again, I'm not sure what you said, but it was cool to see some of those Death by Math strats. And how did you feel about starting with the Chemist?
I mean, it's always awkward because it's not actually all that much power. And it really was sort of hiding in there. I was like, okay, I have a red mage, I found rods, let's just use that. But honestly, that beginning was very sloppy for me. It just... It put me behind.
Actually, you guys were neck and neck pretty much the whole time. You guys, there were slight variations where he would check a town, and then you would do, like, I don't know, one of the encounters, and then you would swap and do the same thing the other person had just done. So there wasn't much route variation until we got to World 3, with, like I said, it was, he put off the falls, and he chased down Ifrit's Fire, and he actually did Moogle Waterway and Hear You Call as well. I don't know if he didn't see the hint about Caves or Barren, but that definitely was the deciding factor of why it ended the way it did.
Yeah, or the fact that I was saying this, I guess you didn't hear me. There were two hints that basically said Falls is Path to the Void. So that surprised me.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was pretty much the last place he could have gone. He went there, and then... and of course, I don't know how you felt about getting the Elder Branch there, but surely... And then you get a tablet in the forest, and you're thinking, alright, am I done? Or do you chase down Fork?
So, if the Elder Branch is Path to the Void, I believe that can't actually be the can't be referring to Fork. It has to be a key item from the forest itself. At that point, I was pretty much out of checks besides library that I was going to go to Fork anyways. What was interesting was with how sloppy I was playing in the beginning, I see Go-Go in that first spot, and I'm like thinking about it, okay, what am I afraid of on the second spot that might make me want to just reset rather than wait the 4 or 5 minutes and then redo it? I'm like, okay, Leviathan's still out there.
That was the big one we kept waiting for, was like, oh, we hope it's not Leviathan, because we haven't seen him yet. We had already seen Shoat, we'd already seen the 2 vanilla bosses, so those weren't a concern, but Leviathan definitely was, I'm sure, in the back of your mind, like, I don't want to see him on the left side. So that was a very heads-up play, like, I only need to send one person to Go-Go. Let's just do that. Takes a little bit of time, but, you know, I think it was worth it to be safe, other than risk it and see Leviathan over there.
Yeah, because you just... If there's been a theme for this tournament, it's Leviathan showing up in places that no one wants to see Leviathan. Right.
One thing that kind of separated your beginning strats was you were breaking rods, and he was throwing javelins and things like that, and you were throwing more of the scrolls and things of that nature, because he found the javelins first. So that was the big... You were breaking rods, and he was not.
Yeah, well, that's just because I didn't find throw until quite a bit later, because I just avoided going into World 2, so my damage until I found Ninja and Karnak, which was pretty late, or wherever I found it, was rods, because Chemist isn't going to do any damage. So...
Yeah, thankfully they did have the Thunder Rods available to you, so thank goodness for that, or else that would have been a real slog, until you just went to Karnak and found Throw. But, yeah, overall, I think it was a great race by you. And everybody, real quick, before we get back with the interview with Fiery here, please go check out both runners, give them a follow, and check out Career Day as well. I'm sure we have links to everything. It's a great randomizer again. We'd love to have everybody, so please come check it out. But I don't think that there was a single fight, Fiery, that you felt like, oh, I'm going to lose this. I didn't see you stumble on any of them. You would nope out of some and readjust, but there wasn't something that you brick-walled into. So you are right, though. The beginning was a little bit slow with the rods, but I think overall it was just fine. You guys had picked up terrain and tool, and he was using that for the first couple, but other than that, that was really the only difference. You guys played it almost the same.
Yeah, Dragon Sword and Terrain were actually going to be my starting as well, and then we found Red Mage, and then I found rods that weren't Venom rods. I'm like, you know what? That's going to be faster. So I did that. I mean, I had to reset a Titan, which was ultimately required, I think.
Yeah, yes, it was. It had your anti-barrier, and you were the first one to backtrack to Ship's Graveyard to go to Titan. Drive wasn't that far behind you, but it was interesting. What made you go back? Was it the fact that meteors were barren, that you went back to Ship Graveyard so early?
I don't know if I'd consider it early. I think at that point I only had like 1 or 2 checks left. It was one of those things where I was just like, I want to clear World 1 just in case. This is one of those things where I might vary it opponent to opponent, but one of the last things I wanted to do was give Dry a huge advantage by fading something like that. Because if that were just a tablet or something, then it would normally it would be something I would put off until the very end, and then I'm full clearing the seed.
All right, we do have a forfeit from Dry. We're going to see if we can get him in here. Oh, he's okay. It's already marked.
But yeah, it was a little bit upsetting going to Titan, being like, oh, I can just levitate, use the levitation mix, and then I was like, I don't have an antidote.
Oh, I saw you actually try to mix, and you ended up confusing somebody, and it's like, nope.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I use a mating kiss instead of an antidote for that, and it I do it once, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's antidote. And then of course the next check I check, which was when I finally went into one of those towns, was an antidote. I'm just like, of course.
Of course it is, right? Yeah, I was real excited. I was like, I have never seen anybody use, the float mix this early. I was pretty excited for it. The mix comes out and it's confused. I'm like, oh, that's gotta hurt. And then, yeah, you both went back and hit him no problem. Welcome, Dry. Great race as well. It was just one pathing decision, I think, led you off the actual route intended, which was putting off falls for a while.
GG's Dry.
Yep, that was definitely a mistake. I kind of forgot about that hint for a while.
There was also a hint that caves were barren, and you ended up doing Moogle Waterway. I'm just kind of did you get that hint?
Yep, but let me see where I got it. I got it in World 2. Yeah, that was a mistake to go there at all. I've avoided the other caves. I almost went to do your specialty with Boko, and then I was like, no, there's no caves.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "Oh no!" Because as much as I love Boko, that's not right. But then you immediately, I think, saw your hints and then noped out. But that was it was a very very close race. It's closer than it looks. You guys were on top of each other almost the whole time. You had dueling X Death fights in World 2. You guys went and did Shrine at the same time. It was just the not committing to falls was the biggest thing. And another thing that kind of set you guys apart was a little bit of a stumble on Greg 3 for you, Dry. But other than that, it was neck and neck.
Before you ask,
Greg
Dry,
3
no, I did
fight
not.
or Greg 3 location? I forget.
It
Oh
was
yeah,
the
that
Greg-
was a tough fight for me. Yeah.
Before you asked, Dry, I did not have Dark Shock at that point. I was about to get it. And I was like, no, I'm going to do Shrine first.
It's funny that you bring that up because Dry got it naturally and then went into Phantom Village right after and saw it in the store, and I was like, "Oh, that's gotta hurt."
Yeah, but I don't think I had it for the Greg 3 fight, which did make that fight difficult for me. It took me 2 tries to win that one.
Yeah, neither of you had Dark Shock for that, I don't believe. And yes, there is another career day tournament race in 1 hour, I believe, on this channel. So that's awesome. But how did you feel about the chemist start there, Dry?
It was fine. I figured I would just learn mix on everyone by keeping chemist for a couple fights, and I did learn it even faster than I realized. And then I was like, well, I'll have mix on somebody probably the whole game, and didn't really help me until later. Titan location, I did not have a float mix ready yet for that. So I came in, I heard you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, I believe we were missing antidotes, and we got to see a confused mix from Fiery, which was unfortunate, but it's still great to see. I would have loved to see the mix float, but I mean, you guys played it so well, especially once you got the blue mage crystal. It was fun seeing some of the strats that, you know, I don't want to say new racers, but it's just less known strats on some of these bosses. A lot of things got killed with death by math by both of you. It's always fun to see.
Yeah, that was fun. I figured I was behind, so I was like, well, maybe I can do something entertaining, because I knew like I had done way too many checks, some mistakes, and then some just low fights up to that point.
If you want to joke, you can go watch my Odin fight. That took way too long because I ran out of Thunder Rods.
I think Odin was actually the other fight that you both handled differently was Shoat, and I wrote it down because I didn't know off the top of my head that you could tame Shoat, and that's what Dry did, and whereas Fiery just ended up brute forcing it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was going to be faster than going back and setting up a love song, which would have been how I would have handled it if I did reset. It's like I have softs. It's fine.
I actually rolled into that fight with Love Song because I was using a bard, and I reset out because I was like, well, it's not guaranteed to hit, although it almost always hits. And then even though I used Tame, which is cool, the timing of my attacks was not very optimal at all, so it ended up being a long fight.
I'm still sure that you both love to see him where you saw him and not later on in the void. But that's kind of like a catch-22. It's because it's like if it's later in the void, you have more options available to you. So it's kind of a wash. You just don't like to see him anywhere.
Oh, I think for me, if it's in like Twintania spot, that's such a huge advantage for me because I will def by math that any day of the week. Whereas everyone else is gonna have to do 50,000 of shoot, which is not pleasant, even with Love Song.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to go for the death by math. The
it
high
was
hit point spots.
one of the things, Dry, is do you regret not buying an extra light staff for X-Death 2 or X-Death World 2?
I mean, I was in the same
No, I
position.
easily won that fight. I had 4, I broke 4. It wasn't over yet, but it was over shortly after. So
Right.
I don't regret that really.
Oh, okay.
I broke 6 and was doing a whole bunch of level management trying to get that to work, and it still didn't. I was like, actually took a reset almost immediately once I saw what the light staff damage was. I'm like, I need mix on people. And an actual thing that can attack other than the 6 life staffs I have. So that was a little bit of a mess on my end as well.
So many times we see, mix, the raising of the levels on Ned, and I think this is one of those times where it's great to see it used, the raising of the levels on other bosses, to kind of boost the damage of on certain fights. So that was great to see. I think the viewers probably enjoyed that as well. It's like, yes, you can use mix for other fights other than Ned. So it was, I know chemist starts aren't, the most fun, but I think it was a great showcase to see what mix can actually do. We saw a lot of the Berserk haste image one. Can't remember the name of it. We saw a lot of that one going.
Kiss a blessing.
So there you go. So I
Yeah,
think it
that's
was
a great one.
I think it was great to see. I'm sure you guys loved the knight that you guys picked up because you found Brave Blade and Ragnarok.
I just stuck it. I mean, I stuck the Beyblade and chicken knife into a ninja.
There's
So I
nothing
figured-
wrong with that.
No, and I don't know. Once I got the chicken knife, I was really regretting not picking up Mimic Crystal on the first pass through Kuza. Because I was like, this could be so much faster. And I see Antlion, I'm like, huh, level 34. I can do this.
There was different strategies kind of on the bosses, but it was great to see. It really was closer than it looked.
Yeah, the Void was fast.
The
I
Void
had
was
to-
nothing. Void wasn't anything to be
You
concerned about.
didn't run into Leviathan?
Leviathan
did.
was that catastrophe, so the easiest
Okay.
spot, really. Yeah.
Low health. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I was mixing and trying to use blue and stuff. It just didn't really work out to be that fast in terms of a lot of the bosses that I ran into. I didn't really have a great method, a quick method for them, and I definitely went the wrong way on some of my checks because it just got a little bit complicated in terms of following them, and I was like, oh, I don't feel like I'm being pointed toward anything. But then I was like, oh wait, I missed mention. I missed whatever the other one was, waterfall.
Yeah.
Something. I didn't go there for a while.
Well, if we still if I didn't have Mute Blade for Omniscient at the top of Flying Locker Ruins, I'd still be playing the Seed. So
Yeah, I knew that one was not a problem, but and I used the save point in the ruins because usually I skip right past it, but I didn't feel like this team was all that strong, so I had to take a safety save.
not until we at least got a tablet.
Exactly. So yeah, no tablets for Castle X Death, basically, right? Is how it went.
Yep.
Yeah, there was no tablets until way late, and then you were entering World 3 looking. You still don't have a tablet, and it's like, where do we go? What do we do? But with meteors being barren and caves being barren, that definitely narrowed it down for you guys. The Moogle village we saw on Dryside was a little bit disappointing, and I'm sure that kind of hurt when you went over there.
I think that's what gave me Samurai, though. Maybe.
It must have been because I didn't get it, and I pretty much full looted World 3 in the Void. Well, if you got
I
it,
did-
it's not in the Void.
I didn't see that you
But-
got Samurai there. Sometimes the loot was going so fast on both screens. I missed some things.
Yeah.
So
Well, you've been busy. I was okay with that Moogle trip. Like I knew it was gonna cost some time, but I got at least one good thing out of it, so I was sort of okay with it. Yeah.
Awesome.
It would have been made up by the fact that I reset out of Go-Go. So
I guess the problem though is that I full cleared the library to get that suit, and the library was not needed at all. And I also got the hear you call from the library too, and I ended up doing that check too.
Yeah, it's once you put off the falls and did the library, which I think we got that in the shrine as well.
yes.
Yeah, the fire was there. Yep.
Yeah, so it was Mirage Radar that it was pointing to the void, not Ephra's Fire, unfortunately. But I mean, if it says Shrine Path of the Void, you generally clear your Path of the Void. So that I don't think that was a bad play. It just the play was go to falls as soon as you could, and the last tablet dry was in Sunken Walls.
Yes. North Mountain was also Path of the Void, and we had a hint for that, so I did know to go there, but I'm not sure exactly when I went there anymore. Oh, that was just second tablet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's because we knew North Mountain was Path to the Void. I actually did check North Mountain 1 earlier. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to follow Mirage Radar because I know I need to do that, and I want to go shopping for Dark Shock because I just got that grade 3. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to Pyramid because that's 4 key items. I'm still missing the sub key, and I know the sub key is not in the library. So unless the sub key was Freezy's of Fleet, in which case I would be routed there pretty much immediately after Pyramid. Let me go to Pyramid. So
Yeah, Pyramid's always a good call. We explained that if you have access to Pyramid, you just go there. You have to go there. The loot is too good to pass up. There's 4 key items. You go to Pyramid. I think both of you did. Pretty much,
Had to go there, yeah. It had the sub key, I think. Did you go to Barrier Tower, Fiery? Because that was a big womp for me.
nope. Because
3 checks and got nothing there. Yeah.
Yes, because what ended up happening was, so I got the sub key from Pyramid. I knew Falls was Path to the Void, so I went to Falls, got another tablet. And I was like, okay, let me check the trench hits. So I did trench. That pointed to Fork. I was like, let me clear out trench. And then go to Fork, which I did. And then I was like, okay, the fastest check I have now is actually under Sunken Walls. So.
Yes, yep. That's great. I actually went to Waltz earlier, hoping for a quick and easy fight, and then I noped out because I was like, I don't really have a good way to do this quickly right now, because I think that might have been before I had Blue Mage.
Yep.
Yeah, so I did a bunch of running around that was not very helpful.
Seems to be always the case for everybody.
Yeah,
and there's no way to know like which way was right, which way was wrong. It's just randomizer's going to randomize, and it just so happened it fell into the path that Fiery chose. Because if it was Barrier Tower, I think it would have been even closer.
Yeah, well, I think Fiery was better in World 3 in terms of following the hints to the right place. I definitely did at least 1 or 2 spots that I shouldn't have done, and then at one spot that I also noped out of, which it's probably okay to nope out of it actually, but I just did some checks that weren't smart checks.
No one ever feels ahead in this game. Seats are too long.
I was actually wondering, you guys were looting until Fiery until like halfway through the void. What was it that you were looking for?
Either Summon 4 or Giltoss.
Gotcha, okay. I was trying to get in your mind, like, okay, he's still looting, but he can beat Ned with this team. I was wonder what you're looking for here.
Yeah, I mean, I could have, but so I was waiting for Stalker to use Mind Blast, which Stalker did not use Mind Blast, and so I was like, Ned is actually a little bit precarious because I only had Summon 3 and no other way really. So, I mean, I got Summoner as well in the Void, and I could have rolled with that. I'm just like, I can open up a few more chests. So yeah, I was looking for some way I could do AoE, because although I told Dry in the chat earlier, is like, if I could do Dark Shock Blue Mage strats against Ned, that would be great.
To be honest, that's what I was waiting for. I was like, he's gonna do it. He's been talking about it. I'm gonna see it. But no, it's better, especially if you feel behind, because you don't know what your opponent's doing, to just do the save. Let's just mix a guild toss. Let's get out of here. And, if it was like a showcase race, maybe you could, mess around with more of the blue mage stuff, but not when it's a tournament race.
Yeah, Ted would have been faster. Ned, I mean, the difference, Ned can take incredibly long, depending on how long it takes for Dark Shocks to hit. So it can be the difference of like 10, 15 minutes if you're that unlucky. But
Well, we still got to see some amazing blue strats from both of you, and mix. So it was great to see. I'm sure you both were happy to see the blue mage crystal when you did. I think it was in Shrine. That sounds right.
Yeah. Yep.
and then blue was in Mirage.
That also sounds right.
Yeah, sounds right.
All right. Do you guys have any final thoughts on the seeds? Start with you, Fiery.
I mean, the seed was an interesting start, I feel. I will say thank you so much for agreeing to commentate and track this, and Speed Gaming for allowing us this sort of platform. It's good to see Career Day, make its way into Speed Gaming tournaments again. So, looking
Awesome.
forward to continuing on with the tournament, and maybe I'll see Dry, in a couple weeks.
You never know. He's one tough opponent. It's not everybody left is no slouch. So definitely, we have another match on this channel in 45 minutes. So stay tuned for more Career Day action. But Dry, do you have any final thoughts on the seed?
Not really. I'll just echo the thanks to you, Obi, juggling multiple things all at once, and thanks to Speed Gaming for getting us on the channel for these later matches in the tournament, and I will be tracking that next match, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us here. Again, to reiterate and kind of annoy, there is another race in about 45 minutes. So please, if you want to see more Career Day action or join the community, please feel free to do so. It is bigbridge.studio/career day. Has everything you need to get started. It is an awesome randomizer, and we would love to have everybody. Very helpful community. Big thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting us and allowing this to happen on with a bigger audience. It's greatly appreciated. And I think that wraps us up. Anybody got any other final words?
GG's, Dry. It's always a pleasure to race you.
Congrats, Fiery. I'll see you soon.
All right.
Absolutely.
GD to both racers, and that's going to do it for us.